So today I'm going to be making this pumpkin foaming bath whip. So I think bath whips are one of my favorite types of products. I really love the feeling of them because they're really light and fluffy. They're super easy to make and they lather up so well. I think you guys are really going to love this. If you've never made a bath whip, I highly recommend trying this out. So here's the formulation. And if you're new to my channel, you might not know that formulas for cosmetics are actually written in percents like you see here on the screen. And then you transfer those percents to a weighed out recipe. And I have a video explaining how you transfer percents to a recipe, so I'll link that video down below in case you don't know how to do that. Also, if you didn't know, I do have a blog over on my Patreon. My Patreon will be linked down below, and every recipe video has a blog that goes along with it with written out directions and more in-depth descriptions on each of the ingredients, why they're being used, and I also provide substitutions, and you can even print out the recipe itself and make like a little booklet of all my recipes. So go check out my Patreon. I also post 2 exclusive videos every single month over there, so you get a lot of extra content for only $5 a month. So that'll be linked down below. I know a lot of you guys don't know about my Patreon, so I just wanted to shout it out here at the beginning. So back to the recipe, I'm going to be making a 300 gram batch of the pumpkin foaming bath whip. So starting with phase A, all you need for phase A is 60 grams of SCI powder and 45 grams of cocamindopyryl bentane. So you want to pour the cocamindopyryl bentane into the SCI powder, and these are both your foaming surfactants. This is what's going to be cleansing the skin, and you just want to mix them together until you get this really thick paste. Move that to the side and let's work on phase B. Phase B consists of 139.5 grams of distilled water, 15 grams of sodium lactate, which this will help harden the bath whip a bit, and it also works as a humectant to help hydrate the skin, 3 grams of Formulator Sample Shop pumpkin powder, and then we're going to be adding everything together into the distilled water. And the pumpkin powder won't dissolve fully until we heat it up, so just mix it in as best you can. And then for phase C, all you need is some stearic acid, and I used 30 grams of it. And this will help harden the bath whip as well. So just cover all your beakers, place them in a water bath, and heat them all up until the stearic acid has completely melted and everything is right around the same temperature. So go ahead and pour the water phase, which is phase B, into phase C, which is the stearic acid. And then go ahead and add in phase A, which is the 2 surfactants, into the larger beaker that has the stearic acid, and then mix everything with a hand mixer. And if you want, you can go ahead and add in some coloring. I used some orange mica powder just to make it, more pumpkin-y. All right, so now you should end up with this like thick, fluffy, whipped sort of type of texture. That's the best way I can describe it. And you want to make sure it has cooled to at least under 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So we can add in the ingredients in phase D, which is 1.5 grams of Liquid Dermal Plus, which is the preservative, and then 6 grams of Super Scents Pumpkin, which is going to serve as our pumpkin-y fragrance. And you just want to add both of them into the beaker and mix them in with your hand mixer. And again, you should have this nice, thick, whipped, fluffy type of texture, and you just want to let it sit just for I let mine sit overnight, but just let it sit for a few hours, and you'll notice it will harden up quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell that it's harder now, but it's definitely harder now. And I'm just going to go ahead and whip it up again, and this is where you get that light, fluffy texture. This is where you get that true whipped fluffiness. This is where you make the texture you want it to be. If you can notice now, it's a lot lighter and fluffier now that I've whipped it the next day. That's what I recommend doing for best results. And now you can go ahead and package up your bath whip in whatever container you want. I use this 4-ounce plastic jar here. And if you want, you can actually use piping bags like you'll see a lot of people use to make it look a lot prettier. I don't know, I think it works just as well doing it this way. And then I use this 8-ounce glass jar, which I actually got from Essence of Nature. I'll link her website and her Etsy shop down below. But she actually gave me one of her foaming bath whips, which I absolutely loved, and I obviously saved the jar, and now I'm reusing it, putting my foaming bath whip in it. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I made a total of 300 grams of this product. So I made enough to fit in one 4-ounce jar and then one 8-ounce jar. And here is what they look like, all packaged up. So I let them sit again overnight just to sort of show you guys the texture they have once they are kind of settled into their packaging. It's hardened up a little bit, so it will like keep its texture if you decide to use a piping bag. Now here's the lather test to show you guys how much this stuff lathers. What I really love about the SCI is that it does create this like really rich and creamy, and I want to call it soft. I don't know if that's weird to describe a lather to be soft, but it really is like this rich, creamy, soft lather. SCI makes like my favorite types of body washes, which is why I love foaming bath whips so much, because it's made with SCI, and SCI just lathers so well, which is why I love foaming bath whips. But yeah, here's the final product. I absolutely love this stuff. Highly recommend it if you've never made a foaming bath whip. Try it out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Later. Stardust Bath & Body, Nature's Farm Girl, Kennedy's Essentials, LettsBlend, Wildflower, Heartfelt Beauty, KAJ Bath & Body, Blue Mint Soaps, Salt Air Label, Linny's Beauty, Shark City Naturals, Ohana Lay, Danny Botanicals, Hempy Girl, Brie Maquillage, Alchemy & Clay, Bible Belt Boutique, London Latris, Naturally Flawless, Beauty by Riza, V-Job Spa, Facial Daily Rituals, and Amore Bath & Beauty. I also sell skincare products myself over on Etsy. I'll have my Etsy shop linked down below, along with all my lovely patrons.
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time, like I'm frozen. I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision, now I'm on a mission to find myself.